Happy Wednesday, y'all. It is March 18th. I'm just getting ready to head to work. My eyes are feeling really funny today. Like they want to stay closed, but I'm not tired. Like worse than yesterday. But gotta go to work. Today we have a decent amount of appointments, but not like super busy. I think our first two appointments ended up rescheduling, so we're having a much later start than normal. I'm still going in at my normal time. It's 6:50 right now, but I don't think our first appointment is until like 10:15. So easy morning this morning. But yeah, need to get my wallet out because as usual, I am stopping by Starbucks. But I'm only going to get one drink this morning because I'm bringing that little sweet milk coffee that I got yesterday to try. So don't need two coffees. Question is, I don't think I'm going to get my usual sweet milk since I have the little one. Probably going to get a caramel macchiato. That sounds really good. Also, it's still really cold today, which is so weird because yesterday it was blazing hot in the afternoon. It's 63 degrees right now, but I am absolutely freezing. If you look behind me, you can see people running around, and those are Marines PTing. So that'll be fun to try and dodge while I'm trying to leave base. And I've been asking around, and nobody else has had their car inspected yet. So mine getting inspected yesterday was just kind of odd. But, I mean, I had the extra time, so it didn't bother me at all that I got inspected. It was just weird. And it was a different type of inspection than what I've seen on other bases, as I explained yesterday. But the good news is Jeremy has duty today, so I don't have to worry about picking him up. I can come straight home and just relax. The steak that I took for lunch yesterday and never got around to eating, I accidentally left it at work, but I'm going to make sure to grab it today because that's going to be my dinner for tonight, so that way I don't have to cook. Yes, I am being completely lazy and I don't care. But now I'm excited. I am going to apply for that secretary position tonight when I get home and like get my resume and stuff ready and see if it needs a cover letter because I didn't really look at the application process yet. I'll probably do that today during some quiet time. But I did have a participant say something to me yesterday that made me really happy and also makes me second guess whether doing the secretary job is what I should be doing or staying at WIC. Our first appointment of the day, me and the mom, we were just chatting about everything, different cafes that we like and places we like to go to. And she was just like, you've been here for a really long time. You were here when I was pregnant and now my daughter's about to turn 1. And I really like that you've been able to see this. I was just like, I am so glad I could be a part of this. Like, it's her first child and seeing the baby grow up and seeing how happy the family is and how well the child is thriving. Like, that's what I love about my job is being able to see these kids grow up. There's one participant that we have that she holds a very special place in my heart. Right after I first started, she had come in for her appointment, but unfortunately, she had had a miscarriage, and the miscarriage was at the same progression point of her pregnancy that I was at when Lily was born. And so that shook me hard. But I want to say it was early January. She came in with her brand new baby. She had gotten pregnant very recently after the miscarriage. And she gave birth to this absolutely gorgeous little girl who I am so over the moon for. So to see somebody go through something as traumatic as that and then be able to bring in a healthy baby girl is just, it's freaking amazing. And I love that I get to be a part of these people's lives and get to see their kids grow up and just see the families get bigger and everyone being happy and healthy. And I just absolutely freaking love it. But if I get the secretary job, I'll get to see kids grow in another way and get to be a part of their lives in a different way. I'll still be helping the community and being a part of the community that I love and that I've been a part of for the past 11 years. And that does mean a lot to me, but I'm not sure if I really want to leave WIC. But if I stay with WIC, that means I need to get a part-time job to do in the evenings and the weekends. And I don't know if I have it in me to do 60 hours a week, at least 60 hours a week. That's a lot. It's a lot to think about. But I am running out of time. I have just over a year to finalize everything if I want to stay here in Okinawa. And if I don't stay here in Okinawa, then I need to start planning for moving back to the States. And I really, really don't want to do that. It doesn't seem safe. I am not guaranteed a job that's going to provide for me where I don't have to work multiple jobs. And even then, am I going to be making enough to pay for myself and pay for Katniss? At least out here, I'll be able to take care of myself. My money will go a lot farther out here than it would in the States. Also, the whole thing about a support system would be very different. Yeah, I don't really have much of a support system out here, especially in the next year or so. A lot of the people that I know and I associate with will be PCSing over the next year, year and a half. So they'll be gone. But it seems easier to be out here with no support system than it would be to be in the States with no support system, because it would feel like if I'm in the States, I should have a support system. I have no family. And all the friends that I do have, they're so spread out that I wouldn't really be able to rely on them if anything went sideways. I'm not saying that they're bad people or anything, it's just logistics. And I don't even know where in the States I would want to live. If I went back to the States, I'd probably try to get a dispatching job again. But I'm pretty sure by me not taking the job in Maine makes me look bad. Because you do have to put on the application, have you ever applied for a position for 911 dispatching at a different call center? And if you have, why did you not follow through with it or get the job or whatever? So that's something I really need to consider. I really need to start figuring out what I'm going to do. So tonight I am going to apply for that secretary job. If I get it, then I'll go that route, and it should pay enough to provide me a place to live out here and basic necessities. Now, if I stay with WIC and get the part-time job, yes, I'll be working a ton, but I'll definitely have more than enough money to take care of myself. So it just means I wouldn't have as much free time to explore the island and hang out with friends and stuff like that. And that also means Katniss would be alone a lot more. And that is something that I am worrying about, is it just being me and her, because she's had Baggy in her life for 10 years at least. Yeah, he just turned 10. Wow. So I need to get on the road. Talking too much. I do like starting off my mornings talking to y'all. It does make things a lot clearer. It's just fun to get things off my chest before I get into work. I'm going to head to Starbucks now and get some much needed coffee. I'll see y'all in a bit. In the car in front of me, I have followed all the way from Kinzer to Starbucks. I hope they don't think I'm stalking them. Oh, I do have a update about my nail. I finally spoke to Shell last night, and she is going to be able to get me in Saturday after therapy. So, not as soon as I was hoping. I was really hoping that I'd be able to go today to take care of it, but I'm fine with Saturday. My turn. おはようございます。ありがとうございます。Have a good day. It's very empty right now. That last interaction, one of the baristas that was in the back, she's not my favorite barista, but I do see her quite often. She had looked at me, like did a double take, and then leaned back and was like, "Ohayo gozaimasu." And so I said "Ohayo gozaimasu" to her, and the two in the window just kind of snapped their heads at me like, "Ohayo gozaimasu?" Like, we already greeted you. I was like, no, I was trying to say hello to the girl behind you. Oh my goodness. I need to learn more Japanese. Got the extra shot of espresso to try and wake me up some. Ooh, that is extra hot today. I'll let that cool for a bit. So I officially started posting these daily vlogs this morning to my channel, so I'm excited to see how they do. But just like with the regular videos I was doing, even if I have no viewers, I'm still going to do this because I absolutely enjoy this, and I love having this like little video, I guess diary almost, of what my life is like here in Okinawa, and being able to share with y'all what goes on and what it's like being a military spouse overseas, and of course all this chaos going on with Iran. I do think it's interesting that I managed to start daily vlogging right before all that happened, so I myself can see how things progress as things go on, and it's just cool to be able to look back on this and be like, oh yeah, this is what happened, and this is what I did, and this is what the community was doing, and it's just very cool to me. That's good. That's really good. All right, I'm at a red light, so I'm going to pause it here. I will check in with y'all later. Alright, so I just got to work. I think I'm figuring out this eye thing. I think I am now sensitive to light because the sun is making my eyes feel worse, but if I'm in the areas where it's not directly in my face, like holding my hand up right now, my eyes feel a little bit better. There's still a little sticky feeling, if that makes sense, where they just want to stay shut. But if I'm in, like, driving between buildings and the sun's completely blocked out, my eyes feel perfectly normal. So I think I'm just sensitive to light. Unfortunately, the lower lot was completely filled, so I had to park up here in the upper lot. But I got to practice my reverse parking. And I did it on the first try, so that made me happy. But I need to head on in. It is time to open up. So work is off to an interesting start. There is a giant lizard in the break room, and we currently have 2 Marines trying to chase it down for us. And Cassie is freaking out in her office because of it. But I think it's the same lizard that I saw 2 weeks ago, but it is much longer now. It's gotta be at least 8-9 inches long. It's huge. It's one of the biggest lizards I've seen out here. But definitely an interesting start to the morning. I heard you crying.
I just said they couldn't get it. They said it went like in the fridge. Like in, not inside, like the actual
Yeah,
fridge,
he said it went behind the compressor.
Yeah. So like in the shit. I said, I hope it burns.
I hope it doesn't.
I hope it electrocutes itself.
It's gonna eat all the spiders you don't like.
No, it's I would rather take the spiders than that guy. That thing.
He's lucky.
No. All day today, if I can ask you to get my stuff from the fridge.
I will do that for you.
Until I like can sleep on it and then like pray that it like move locations. Today I know that it's there and I can't go in there at all.
I will go get your stuff from the break room as you need it.
Thank you. It's crazy. I almost want to throw up. I can't even finish my breakfast.
He's not gonna hurt you.
Bro, the fact that you said it was growing makes me think that he's eating our food. Or she. I don't even know if they have fucking... Do they have...
Yes, they have genders.
Okay. It's a boy because we don't like boys. So.
He just baby Godzilla. Okay. Alright, so today has been chaotic. Super busy. A lot of walk-ins, a lot of phone calls. Just been nonstop. Finally got to lunch and a little bit of peace and quiet. But it has just been chaotic. No update on the lizard. Have not seen him. Don't even know if he's still in the break room or not. Cassie had an interesting appointment this morning. She is Hispanic, and one of the participants that came in started going off on very pro-Trump stuff, and she had to put him in his place. And it was just like he's bad-mouthing the very systems that he's getting benefits from, and bad-mouthing the people who receive those benefits. So therefore he's also bad-mouthing himself. Like it was a whole stupid thing. We try not to let politics and stuff like that pop up here in our offices just because we want this to be a safe space. But at the same time, neither me or her will tolerate people bad-mouthing those who need assistance and need programs like this, especially if they themselves are on the program. So And that goes into us making this a safe place for everybody. It's just been a day and a half. I am really exhausted for some reason. Like I am struggling. My eyes still feel weird. I did look it up. Adderall does make you sensitive to light. So I don't know if that's what's going on or what, but at least today I didn't feel like a zombie. So that's good news. I am going to enjoy my lunch. And then we have a few more appointments this afternoon. Yeah. All in all, it's a good day. It's been a really good day. Just that one participant got under our skin. But we're not going to let them ruin the day. I will check back in with y'all later. Yeah. Right. We are done with appointments for the day, so I'm just eating some yogurt while I wait for my day to completely be done with. Japanese oikos is very different than American oikos. This is much, much thicker. And there's no sweetness whatsoever. It tastes good. And it has a very strong strawberry taste. Definitely a stronger fruit taste than the American version. But there's no sweetness whatsoever. So it caught me off guard when I first tried it. But I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, it is much, much thicker. Afternoon appointments went well. Nothing too crazy. But just hanging out for the next 2 hours. And then I can go home and enjoy a quiet apartment. Unless the cat starts screaming. Which that could probably will because he'll be looking for Jimmy. So, semi-quiet apartment. Waiting for her to talk. I'm learning. All right, so I just got out of work. Looked like a complete idiot for a few seconds because I went out the front door like usual and was looking all over the lower lot trying to find my car. Took me about 2-3 minutes before I realized the reason I can't find my car is I parked in the upper lot. Today was so chaotic that I completely forgot I parked up here. But I saw that since I parked up here, they put up a new sign. The parking space beside me is for taxis to park. Before, they would park right in the opening to this parking lot along the side. And it always was a pain in the butt trying to get out, especially if there was a car that needed to pull into the parking lot at the same time you were exiting, because it's only wide enough for 2 vehicles and you've got 3. The taxi, the car trying to pull out, and the car trying to pull in. So hopefully that makes leaving this parking lot easier from now on. I don't like parking up here just because it's such a long walk. I mean, it's not super long, but it's definitely longer than if I was parking down the lower lot. But I thought I was good to sort of go. I mean, I wasn't going to leave before 4. But I was like, it's 3:30 or 3:35. Nobody's called for the past 45 minutes. Nobody's stopped in. I can go ahead and close out of all of my programs. 3:48, somebody calls needing to set up an appointment. And as y'all know, getting into our software to be able to book appointments and stuff, it's a pain in the butt to try and get into. It is not fast. It takes freaking forever if it wants to work, and it never wants to work the first 3 times that you do it. So that was fun. But I did get it up and running and was able to get them booked and get them taken care of in a timely manner. Granted, they were on hold for longer than I prefer to leave people on hold for, but not much I can do. So now I know, don't close out of the software until you are about to walk out the door. Yeah, that was on me. I should have done better. But I'm going to head home. Gonna heat up some leftovers. I remember to grab the steak and potatoes out of the fridge so I can take it home and eat it for leftovers. Yeah. This is steak and mashed potatoes. I mean, even this is a much bigger portion than I would probably eat, but I'm not going to reheat that steak more than once. So whatever I don't eat, then I'll either leave it for Jeremy if it's a decent amount and he can have it with eggs in the morning. He doesn't mind reheating steak more than once. I just don't do it because my stomach, if I reheat meat more than once, then it gets too tough for my stomach to process, and I don't feel like being in pain, as good as that steak is. So, but yeah, he has duty tonight, so I get the apartment to myself. I am going to be applying to that secretary job and seeing if there's any new job postings up that I want to apply for, and just hanging out, probably reading. One thing I have noticed about me, especially when Jeremy is gone, is I don't really like background noise that much. Like, I only have YouTube on in the background typically, just so that way I'm not overhearing Jeremy in his room. Not that I'm hearing anything really bad. I think the most annoying thing is he has a dog clicker that he uses in one of his Discord chats, and I hate hearing that. And also, he has a really girlish giggle. And yeah, and he rolls dice a lot. I'm not entirely sure what he's rolling dice for. I mean, he is a nerd, but so I don't constantly hear that stuff. I will have YouTube on in the background. Sometimes I pay attention to it, sometimes I don't. But when he's gone, either for duty or when he was away on TDY or whatever, I actually don't even turn on my TV. I just enjoy the silence. And it's nice and it's peaceful for me. And it's one of the things I am really looking forward to when I move out, is to be able to have silent nights when I want them. And not have to worry about overhearing stuff. I've just been really looking forward to a lot of stuff for when I move out. Being able to cook dishes and stuff that I like, because there's a lot of veggies that he doesn't like that I absolutely love, that I only eat if he's going to be out of the house long term, because there's no point me going and getting all this stuff for just one meal, especially when I grew up learning how to cook for like feeding a bunch of people at once. So trying to cook one meal that's a bariatric portion without leftovers is very hard. And I know if I make a bunch of leftovers, he's not going to eat them, and I'm not going to eat them in time. So unless he's going to be gone for a couple of days, I usually don't cook those meals. But if I'm living alone, then I can freeze them and not have to worry about taking up all the freezer space. Also, just being able to decorate and being able to be in a room that's not just my bedroom. Because right now, all the time that I spend at home is in my bedroom. We don't have the living room set up at all, and our couches, because we each have a couch, is covered in boxes. So there's no place to sit in the living room, even if it was set up. So, a lot to look forward to. Still trying to figure out if I'm staying here in Okinawa or if I'm going back to the States. I'm really going to try to stay here in Okinawa, or at least in Japan. If I can find a mainland job that's willing to pay to move me to mainland, that would be great. But don't know how realistic that also is. I am more likely to get hired for a job here in Okinawa versus someplace in mainland. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and head on home and enjoy my quiet evening. And I will see y'all in the next one. Y'all take care. Bye.